Okay, this one's a lot of fun. I was looking to change up my sourdough bread recipe, and I was looking at Chad Robertson's tartine bread, and this is basically my version of that. So let's get to work. I started a biga or 11 last night, the same way I did for the pizza bread a couple weeks ago. A quarter cup of room temperature water, tablespoon of starter, half a cup plus 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and a pinch of fine salt, and then I mixed that together, covered it, and let it sit overnight. So now I'm just doing a mix of flours. I did 2 cups of bread flour, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of a soft white wheat, and 1 cup of a whole wheat. I just felt like mixing it up with the flours I had on hand. And I've got a cup of warm water there, 75 to 80 degrees. Another cup into the biga. And a cup in the flour mix. And a quarter cup. I'm going to whisk the water and biga together and then mix that into the flour mix. I just want to get this all incorporated. Don't really want to work on developing the gluten too much yet. And you can see my starter's a little sleepier than the one I used in the pizza breads. It was a lot colder in the house that day. And I'll just work this together by hand. Then I'll just cover this and let it set or autolyse for about 25 to 40 minutes. I'm using a mix of salts. I've got some kosher and some fine sea salt. Then a little more warm water, and I'll just mix this all together. Just kind of squeeze that through my fingers to get the salt and the water mixed in. Then I'll cover that and let it bulk ferment for about 3 to 4 hours. Now I'm just going to start doing the turns on that. I do about, 4 or 5. Just reach under, pull the dough up from the bottom and over the top. Go fairly rough at the beginning, but the further you go, the lighter you want to go on that. Do that every 30 minutes while you're doing the bulk fermentation. I'm just going to mix a 50-50 mix of all-purpose flour and some brown rice flour to dust the loaves with. Put a lid on there to try and get it to raise a little better. Just going to pour the dough out. Cut that with my bench knife. And then just using the knife in my hands, I'm going to make that shape them into rounds. Here we go. Now just let those bench rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm just going to flip that over, pull the edge closest to me up and over. Same way with the right edge, the left edge. And then the edge farthest away from me. Then I'm going to pull the edge closest to me up and over and roll the whole thing over. And just kind of pull it back, forming a ball. Trying to get a nice taut surface on that. Right there is pretty good. I don't want to work too much flour into these, that's why I'm not putting much on my hands. I've got a bowl and a colander and I'm just lining them with towels, and I've sprinkled a little flour in there. And then I'll just take one of the dough balls and flip it over. I like to cover these with plastic wrap so they don't stick. And then just cover them. And I let them raise on the counter for 3 to 4 hours. And these guys are ready to go. They could be baked right now, but I'm actually going to retard the process and throw them in my fridge overnight. So the next morning, I pull out one of the bowls of dough, Get my oven and Dutch oven preheating to 500 degrees. Throw the Dutch oven in covered. I'm going to sprinkle some of the flour rice mix over the bottom of the loaf. And as soon as that pan comes out, I turn the oven down to 450. There we go, and I'm just going to put a couple slashes in the top. Goes into the oven, and that's when I turn it down to 450 for 20 minutes. Then I uncover this, and it goes back in for 20 minutes. Actually, I've started going about 25 minutes too with my oven. And there we go. A nice hollow sounding sourdough loaf. Here comes the next one. Go another 20 minutes for that guy. There we are. All right, enjoy. So that's the Tartine Country Sourdough Loaf. It has a lot more hydration than the dough I'm used to working with, and I think that makes a big difference. It's a lot of fun to work with, and I really love this bread. Hope you give it a try. Until next time, thanks for watching.